Since March is celebrated globally as Women's History Month, this month on the open page we are highlighting books written by women from around the world. Works that challenge dominant narratives, question power structures, and illuminate the complexities of women's lives. I'm your host Sonia, and this is The Open Page. Today's book is one of the most influential dystopian novels of the 20th century, The Handmaid's Tale, by the Canadian writer Margaret Atwood. First published in 1985, the novel imagines a frighteningly possible future. It is set in the Republic of Gilead, a totalitarian state that has replaced the United States after a political and religious coup. In this regime, environmental disasters and declining fertility rates have created panic about reproduction. In response, the state imposes strict control over women's bodies. Women are stripped of their rights. They cannot read, work, own property, or make decisions about their own lives. Instead, they are divided into rigid categories: wives, Marthas, aunts, and handmaids. The handmaids are fertile women who are forced to bear children for elite families. The story is narrated by Offred, a handmaid whose name literally means "of Fred," indicating that even her identity belongs to the commander she serves. Through Offred's voice, Atwood reveals how authoritarian systems operate not only through violence, but also through language, rituals, and fear. Everyday life in Gilead is controlled by surveillance and strict rules. Even conversation becomes dangerous. Words are monitored, books are banned, and memory itself becomes an act of resistance. One of the most powerful aspects of the novel is that society Atwood imagines is built from real historical practices. Atwood herself has said that nothing in the book was invented without some precedent in history. From the control of women's education to laws regulating reproduction, many of the elements in Gilead echo policies and practices that have existed in different parts of the world. This is why The Handmaid's Tale continues to feel deeply relevant today. In many societies, debates about women's bodily autonomy, reproductive rights, and freedom of expression remain intensely contested. The novel warns us how fragile rights can be. Freedoms that seem permanent can disappear quickly when fear and authoritarian power take hold. But the novel is not only about oppression. It is also about memory, resilience, and the quiet forms of resistance that survive even in the darkest circumstances. Offred remembers her past, her family, her daughter, and the world that once allowed women to live freely. These memories become a source of strength. In a society built on control, remembering becomes an act of defiance. The novel also shows how systems of oppression often rely on people's silence or complicity. Some individuals enforce the rules because they benefit from them, while others obey out of fear. Atwood's message encourages readers to remain vigilant and to question structures of power before they become normalized. In today's world, where misinformation spreads rapidly, where political polarization grows, and where rights can be challenged overnight, The Handmaid's Tale reminds us that democracy and freedom require constant protection. As we close today's episode of The Open Page, let me leave you with one important takeaway from this powerful novel. Freedom is never guaranteed. It must be protected, questioned, and defended every day. Margaret Atwood's story urges us to remain aware of how power operates and to recognize that the future of freedom often depends on the choices we make in the present. Until next time, keep reading, keep reflecting, and keep turning the pages that help us better understand our world.